So resilience, big topic in the world of first responders. And it's an important topic because resilience is the ability to actually bounce back and to adapt from challenges. When life lifes you, when things get tough, it's the ability to draw on your inner strength and ultimately handle whatever is happening, to handle stress, to overcome challenges, and to grow in the face of adversity. When you lack resilience, then life will beat you and you will struggle in the role of a first responder. Physically, poor resilience tends to manifest in illness, fatigue, too much stress in the nervous system, which of course we know has knock-on effects in all kinds of physical ailments. And of course, you don't have the ability to recover well. So if you're doing a physically demanding job, but you cannot physically bounce back, then you're gonna be depleted all the time and you will struggle and you're more prone to injury, you're more prone to get hurt, you're more prone to making mistakes. Mentally, it's that decreasing motivation, being cynical all the time, unable to concentrate and end up stuck in negative thought patterns. Your mind needs resilience to be flexible enough to navigate difficult situations and to actually problem solve, which is a huge part of the job. And then emotionally, mood swings, anxiety, irritability, withdrawal, the inability to actually cope with other people. You're not at your best, you're overwhelmed, and your capacity to actually deal with other people decreases. And you end up needing to self-soothe and to try and find ways to sedate in order to cope. And then spiritually, of course, if you lack resilience, then you're going to be disconnected from a purpose. There's going to be lack of passion in your life. You're going to struggle to find meaning in what's going on. And a lack of meaning tends to make life very, very difficult. If you can build resilience, then all aspects of your life are going to get better. Physically, you'll have more energy. You'll be able to deal with the stress. Your nervous system will work properly and it will support you rather than hampering you, less prone to illness. Physically performing at your peak. Mentally, you're going to be able to think clearly under pressure. You're going to be able to solve problems and stay motivated to do what you need to do. You have a more optimistic outlook. And emotionally, you can be able to regulate your emotions and find healthy ways to deal with what's going on. You'll be more emotionally mature and more emotionally intelligent. And of course, you're going to have a greater sense of peace and understanding that although life is difficult and it has ups and downs, you're on the right path. You can find meaning in all of it. Now, for most people, there are many, many ways to build resilience, but a big one that comes up is this idea of self-care, because if you can do hard things all the time, then you know you're going to become more resilient. That's one of the key factors in becoming resilient, is doing the hard thing. But on the flip side, we need to balance that out with what most people deem to be self-care, so rest and recovery. Now, the key thing here is that most acts of self-care, as people view them, are not actually helpful. We want to look at this through the lens of active recovery rather than passive self-care. You know, going out and getting your nails done or getting your hair done or whatever, that's not self-care, that's not recovery, that's not useful to you. We need to look at what the most impactful types of recovery practices are, things that allow us to work hard, to go hard, to do hard things, to become resilient, and then actually recover from that in an aggressive manner that sees us come back stronger. Because true resilience does require you to exert yourself, but then recover fully to come back stronger, much like when you train physically. So being able to prioritize recovery practices, not self-care in its typical kind of way that we view it, but recovery practices that help you build grit. So being able to get outside and things like cold showers, learning new skills, taking on challenges, and actually setting time aside to work on your own nervous system, to work on the things that bring you back to a sense of balance. Because it all comes back to when we do hard things and we challenge ourselves, the nervous system goes up, it amplifies, it switches things on, and then we want to be able to switch it back off and recover. So we need activities that allow us to do that. So it's really important that you don't confuse recovery practices and self-care with comfort and convenience, because that is not the path to becoming more resilient. You need to make choices that expand your capacity for resilience, but also help you improve your tolerance for stress and struggle, because it's in a healthy amount of stress and struggle that we actually improve and we grow. So it's all about understanding that self-care and recovery are not the same thing, and we need to have the correct approach to our downtime, an approach that allows us to come back better, to come back stronger. So what I would urge you to do is to consider your current recovery practices or your current self-care practices and look at what they are. Are they things that sedate you? Are they things that, you know, just find comfort for you? Or are they things that allow you to actually grow? Are they things that help your body recover? Are they things that, you know, energize you? So have a think about that, and then just drop me a line and let me know your thoughts on the topic of, you know, self-care, recovery, resilience, and how you go about recovering in your own practices. And of course, if this is something that you want to pursue further, then you let me know, because we go into great detail in the Sovereign Soldier program. And at the moment, you can actually get a 5-day pass to access all of this content for free. So if that's something that you're interested in, just drop me a line, let me know, and then we'll discuss it.